All right, I am here in my 2006 Audi A8, about to attempt to change a bad parking sensor. I've found virtually no A8 repair videos on the web. I suspect because most A8 owners just pay to have their cars worked on, but this seemed like a pretty easy fix, and the dealer wanted $500 or $600 for it, and that seemed sort of ludicrous, so I thought I would go ahead and document this for the benefit of anyone else going through this. So you can see my parking sensor is flashing here. It's not working right. If I turn it on, it emits that one loud continuous tone to indicate there's a problem. If I put it in reverse, let's see if it does it. Sometimes the reverse, the car map will pop up here briefly and then disappear. But anyway, it's not working. So I'm gonna go out and check the sensors. So I'm just shutting the car off, and then I'm gonna turn it back on into the accessory position. And let's see, did that get us? So I'm gonna press it again. And then we'll press the parking button. And we're gonna go out and check the sensor. Okay, I'm out by the front sensors, and I'm doing this without the engine on because you can't really hear with the engine on. The phone picks this up much better than the human ear and makes it sound much louder than it actually is. It emits a staticky, ticky noise that indicates that it is working. You can hear it when your ear is pressed very close to it. Okay, so both these are making it. This one is making it, and this last one is not. So I suspect that this is the trouble area, but I'll check the back as well. Just gonna shut it all off. So I pop this guy out, and he comes out very easily by inserting a tool. In this case, I've got a little pry bar, which you need to be careful so you don't chip or scratch your paint. But he'll pop out, and then you slide it back, and there's a little clip right there that you have to push in on to get it loose. So I've pulled that loose, and right there, I don't know if it'll come up on the video, but right there, that white plug should be the end of this sensor. Okay, I spent about an hour trying to get access to the sensor through the wheel well, but it proved impossible to work the sensor free from its cradle from that angle. So I'm going to try to pop this trim piece off. I don't know if it's supposed to come off, and I'm worried about breaking it, but I don't see any other way to get access to the sensor short of pulling the entire bumper cover off, so we'll hope this works. Okay, so I wrapped my knife in duct tape in an effort to protect the car's paint, and I pried this loose. Okay, so it got this far out, and it actually is hung up right here. I realized that it's actually hanging up on the 90-degree bend in the plug that I'm after. So I'm going to have to pop this front end out first in order to work the plug loose. Okay, that actually ended up being a bit of a bigger pain than I had expected, but you can see how many clips are up here. Some of them are unusual shaped. I didn't actually see any more on the bottom after these first couple along here, but I haven't quite popped it loose yet. Thought I would try to do that here. Moment of truth, right? But it's still really firm in there, so I'm probably gonna need both hands regardless. So anyway, in case this ends badly, I thought I'd just get a shot of everything while it is intact. All right, it's loose, and this big clip here at the front, that's what was holding everything really tight. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to ease out the plug. Remember, it is, well, if you're doing this right, it would still be attached to wires, but since I was not. So this is the one, this is the top here, this is the one I could not reach. I could reach this one and pull it down. I couldn't get to this one. But obviously, as you can see, this would be a much easier way to do this regardless, without messing with the fender liner and everything that I just went through. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this loose, see if I can do it one-handed. And probably can't, I haven't been able to do anything else here one-handed. And there it is. Just came right out when I popped those two levers loose, and that is it. All right, here is the replacement sensor. Just arrived in the mail. Got it from eBay, and it was $17, I think, from China, of course. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, there is no way that I'm going to put cheap Chinese junk on my Audi. And I understand that. There's two reasons I decided to try this. The first is cost. As I mentioned earlier, the dealer wants $500 or $600 to do this. This, as I said, was $17. You see the Chinese workmanship with the smeared epoxy and whatever. And the other reason is hassle. If you buy it from Audi, it's I think $120, and it comes in a primer gray, and you then have to paint it to get it to fit. This one, as you can see, is already black, so it should go on nice and smoothly and be basically indistinguishable right from the get-go. And I figured that was worth rolling the dice for $17. So let's see how it works. Okay, so I put the sensor in the trim piece first and then plugged it in, and I was not able to get it back into the hole that way. So I'm going to go ahead and try to do it this way and then snap it back onto the trim piece. We'll see if that works any better. Okay, I just kind of want to show how I had to do this. You can see that it's not actually latched into place. So I pushed the sensor in, and now I'm holding the back of it through the slot, and I'm going to push them together in place now. So I put this in first. You can see I still haven't snapped it into place, so I'm praying this works. I'm going to try to basically snap the piece back in, the piece of trim, at the same time that I push the sensor through. So I'm hoping it doesn't get snagged or hung up on anything while I do that. Alright, so it's in place again. You can see it's not quite flush, which I don't like, but it seems to be snapped into the pegs in the back, and it's not really any different than that guy there, so hoping it works. So I'm just going to, actually, before I put this back on, I'm going to go ahead and test it, and assuming it works, then I'll just snap this guy back into place and should be good to go. Alright, so here we go. Let's see, starting the car, see if we brought the parking sensors back from the dead. Now, accept, and put it in reverse. And there they are. They work. So that's how you change a parking sensor on an Audi A8 for $17 and about an hour of headache.